All right, good morning everyone and welcome to our Tuesday training webinar for ASEA Connect 2.0. This is ASEA's prospecting app, and I'm going to take you through a few questions and show you a couple things of how you can use this app to your advantage. And I'll probably take about 30 to 40 minutes of your time. This training here today, I'm going to spend a lot of time focusing on the desktop training application so that you guys can understand how the desktop app works and how you can use it to send out emails and sync your contacts. So what I'm going to show you here today is going to hopefully help you understand that you don't necessarily have to use the app if you prefer to use a desktop training tool. So I'll show you a little bit about that on today's call. So I'm excited to help show you guys how that works. So moving along here, we do meet once a week. We took off the Thursday block since that was we didn't have very much attendance on that, and we feel Tuesdays at 10 a.m. is going to be the best time to reach those of you here in the States, as well as any of you who are in Europe. That catches you guys in the evening to where we can go through any questions you have to make sure everyone's on the same page and open up a nice dialogue. We do record all of these trainings. We have them posted up here on our ASEAConnect.me/training. This is where you can find all of our trainings that we have put up. And just last week's training I loaded up right before today's call. So you should be able to see that if you go over to the training section here. You can see here's the one from last week there that you can follow up on. And we also like to post these up on our Facebook page. If it's a particularly good training, which I know today's training will be, we will get them posted up on our Facebook page so that you guys can share them and learn about them and kind of generate a little bit of feedback for how people are using the app and start that conversation. We have an in-app training section that I'd like to feature and mention for those of you who like to learn at your own pace. So definitely make sure you're jumping on that area and learning about some of these other areas. If there's something I miss in my training here today, you'll likely find it here on the app training section where you can spend some time learning about other areas. Today's training schedule is going to be a little bit different. We're going to focus a little bit more on the desktop application. We're going to show you the ins and outs of how to share content using emails on the desktop tool. Since we've kind of shown everyone how to use the app focus of it for a while, we're going to start introducing some more elements of the desktop tool so that you guys know how to use all the different areas of that end of the app as well. And whenever I say desktop app, it's nothing you have to download. It's something that you're going to access on your web browser through the ASEA back office. And I'll show you how to get to that here in just a second. Now, for any technical support questions, you can reach us here at connect@aseaglobal.com. That is going to be the best way to reach me for any questions you have, and I encourage you to use that if you get stumped on any aspect or need help with any importing of contacts. Reaching out to that connect@aseaglobal.com is a good time to reach out to me so that we can take a few minutes and go through what you have, and that's more of a one-on-one session so that you and I can talk and we can answer any questions you have. So definitely take advantage of that email, and I'd be more than happy to meet with you. So let's go ahead and get started here. What I'm going to do here today is open this up to our demo. I'm going to pull up my phone here so that we can have it here into frame. Okay. All right. Just turn on my do not disturb so we're not getting bombarded with notifications here. Alright, so once we get logged into the app, you're going to log in, of course, using your virtual office credentials. So what that is, if you guys are unaware of that, if you are brand new to ASEA, you're going to want to go to Office. Let's see, it's office.aseaglobal.com. And it's going to look a lot like this. Let me bring this over here and we'll add this to our demo here as well. So office.aseaglobal.com, you're going to log into the app using those credentials that you would use for the back office. Now again, if you need help downloading the app, you are going to find it on our App Store. So here, if you go to the App Store and search for ASEA, you can just simply type ASEA. It's going to be the top one on there for ASEA Connect 2.0. You can see it right here, ASEA Connect 2.0. It's definitely growing with ratings. We're really excited, and we have a lot of new updates planned for this year that we're really excited to show you guys. So you're going to install it, open it up, and when you open it up, it's going to ask you to log in. This is where you're going to use your virtual office credentials here, your back office credentials. So let's log in here to the desktop tool, and we'll have them both side by side here for a moment. So now as we're looking here with the app, I want to show you just a couple basic navigational items that you're going to want to know about how to use the app, and we're going to talk about adding your contacts here on the app as well. So you can see things are broken up into different sections. We have Share ASEA, Product Resources, Business Resources, a new recognition section, Share ASEA Stories, Social Media Shareables, Podcasts, and more. So we have a lot of really cool stuff in here that you can share with, and I want to show you, it looks like I am in a different language, so let's go ahead and adjust that. So how I know that is some of the content I'm not used to seeing. So just like with the back office library, where you can go here to the library, you can change your market and language to find content in Austria, in German for instance, just like this. You can do the same here with the app, and you can do so by going down here to the More button. Now keep in mind, if you are on Android, you're going to be looking at a logo that looks like this little circle logo up at the top of your screen. So for iPhone, it's going to be in this new More section, and here for My Profile. So as I tap on that here, you can see that my market and language is set for Austria, for instance. So let's go ahead and adjust that now by tapping on Market and Language. And we're going to adjust this from Poland. I thought it was the Austrian flag, but I'm not quite versed in that. So let's scroll down here and go down to United States. And change this here to English. And as we go back and hit done, it's going to refresh here. And all my content for United States English is going to load up. So it's going to look just like this area right here, but definitely not as much content. We like to put a lot of this here in the app, but only anything that you would likely use to share, because keep in mind, the app is a sharing device. This is something that you're going to be wanting to quickly reference and share with others on the go. That's really the powerful feature here of this app. So there we go. These are the content feature I'm looking for here. We have all of the items in here that we're looking for. Our shareable websites that we have loaded up in here, and so on. Okay, great. So now that we have that in place, let me pull up my PowerPoint so I can make sure we're not missing anything. There's a couple things I want to show you here, and the first things first is adjusting your picture here in the app. So if I go into the More section and go to My Profile, we have this My Info area. Now this is where you adjust the content, you adjust your app before sending. And I always encourage you to do that, because you're going to want to put a nice little photo in here so that it looks a little bit better than DW or things like that. I believe the app does put in a custom image of a beach, but it's always a good idea to kind of personalize your app. So I'm going to do that real fast by tapping on My Info. And let's go here and add a picture. I'm just going to move this out of frame here so I can go through my pictures here and add a picture I'm looking for. Alright, perfect. So I tapped on that little icon right here and it found my picture and put it in there just like that. So let's hit confirm here at the top. Now I have a nice picture. That's just what I'm looking for. So now, as you see here, down here below, My Profile, I have a nice picture. Now I'll show you where that comes into play here as we get into sharing via email and some of the other ways. So the thing I want to show you here first and foremost is adding your first contact for sharing. If this is your first time bumping into the app, you're going to have this little section here for contacts here at the bottom. If you tap on it, you're going to be given this question right here. Sync your device contacts. Now you can either sync all of your contacts or only selectively sync your contacts. Now, what I would suggest doing if you have thousands of contacts in your phone, especially ones that you don't necessarily want associated with the ASEA app, then you can go here and tap the Select Contacts button here. You can then go through here and find the contacts that you want to add. I have a few here that I'm going to bring over that I've used in demos before. So I'm going to go through here and tap the Sync button on a few of these, just to kind of fill up my app here and give me some people here to work with. Okay, as I go through my list here, almost done. Okay, that should be good enough here. So what I can do here at this point is I can hit the Done button here at the top, and now all of those contacts are now added to my phone, and now I can begin sharing with them. Now, what I did want to mention here is now that you have your first contacts added into your phone, we do have a desktop tool that we're going to be talking about here on today's call. To access this tool, you can go here to the menu button of the back office, and you have a big old green button here, Take Me to ASEA Connect. Now when you tap this here, it's going to open up the desktop tool where you can then go through and view your contacts. You can see here the picture I've already uploaded is shown up right in here. When you first load up into Take Me to ASEA Connect, this is where it's going to load up first all of our media that we have uploaded in the app and things like that. And you can sort through all the PDFs and things like that just to kind of stay in tune with everything. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to tap on the Contacts button here and go to Manage Contacts. This is the important bit I'd like to show you. Now keep in mind, we don't have any contacts here in the app yet, on the desktop platform yet. Now that is because we have simply synced them here into the mobile app, but in order for them to get transferred over here to the desktop app, we're going to need to do something with them on our app. Now, what does do something mean? That can mean share something with the contact, mark them as a hot or cold contact. There's a few things that you can do to bring them over. Now what I like to do is I like to categorize all my contacts by hot or cold. And you can see that by swiping them to the left I get cold, swiping them to the right I get hot. And the act of marking a contact as hot puts it in a category here at the top for hot. If I tap that there, you can see I'm listed there in the hot category. Now, since I did something with a contact, you can see if I refresh my contact page over here, there is my new contact for Derek Woodward that's been brought over to the desktop app. So the contacts you sync to your phone will not be synced to the desktop until you do something with them. Share content, mark them as a hot or cold contact, like so. So let's just go here and just categorize a few of my contacts so that we can then watch that in action. Now there's also another cool way to quickly categorize your contacts, which I can show you here. This little button here, if I tap this here, it's going to allow me to mark my contacts hot, cold, like this, more of kind of a way to kind of gamify it. And all of my contacts are all categorized just how I want them. So we'll hit done here, and now all my contacts have a little icon that I can reference here. So now if I go to my desktop tool and if I refresh, there they all are. All of my contacts are all listed here so that I can begin to start using this desktop tool to send emails and things like that. So let's go ahead and do just that. We're going to use this as an example to send an email, and we're just going to use my contact here as the best example here because I have access to that email account, and we can go through and do that. So let's open up this contact here for Derek Woodward. So now that we have this open, we can see here that I have a contact in the hot area here, and I also have some prospecting tools here at the top. I can send an email, share a presentation, share a video, share an image, share a PDF, a web page, and things like that. You can see down below here I have some contact activity. So anytime a contact goes through and does something here in the app, it's all going to be recorded here. I can manually record an activity, like so. And now, made a call with Derek today, just like that. So as I start sharing some content, you're going to see some more areas open up here. So I can also add an interest level here. Save a note, like so. So now let's go through the process of sending an email, and I'll show you exactly how that works here. And you can simply tap this button here for send an email. It looks like I do have a few email templates, but in this case we're not going to use them. I'll show you how to use that here in just a minute. So here we can go through. I have a few templates here that I've used here in the past, and if you use these curly brackets, these guys right there, contact underscore first name, you will then be able to pull in the first name. Something like that. And before you send, you must agree to the anti-spam policy here. You can also attach a PDF from your own desktop computer if you want to go that far as well. But let's go ahead here and send that email. Okay? Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull up my own Gmail. And let's see what that looks like. There it comes in here in my Outlook. See if I can pop this out into, here we go. Alright, so I'm going to make this full screen just so you guys can see it here. Here is what came in my inbox. I appreciate you taking time to meet with me the other day. Let me know if you have any questions about ASEA. Best, Derek. And right down here you can see, since I personalized it with an image, you can see that they have access to all my information there, and it looks official, like it's coming from ASEA, like I work with ASEA. Which is the point here that we're going with. So it's kind of nice. Now the inbox that it came from, you can see here, it comes from my distributor ID at mail.shareasea.com. If you want to change that, there are ways to do that, and I teach that in my app here in the app training section. Over here, email server settings. In this 4-minute video, I go through the process of showing you how to adjust that if you want to send it from your Gmail. And that is an important thing to do if you want it to look like it's coming directly from you. If you have an email that you've been using with ASEA for a long time and you don't want to necessarily change that, then updating your email server settings is a simple process. And it's easier on a Google account than it is on some of the others, but I can help you with pretty much anything in that regard. So if you want to change this to your Gmail, you can definitely do that. So there we go. We sent an email. That's the basic things of just sending using this tool as a quick emailing tool. If I refresh this contact here on my desktop, you can see here, sent email, hi Derek, just a quick thank you. It saves just the subject here so that you can kind of get an idea of what you sent, and at least in some context. Now, this is where things get interesting. That you can now share a video, an image, or anything else like that with some of your contacts. So let me show you the process of doing that here now. So here we just sampled with send an email. If we want to share a video, we can tap this share a video button here, and we can go through and select a video that we have here. Now they're all a little bit categorized by name here, so you'll be able to kind of go through and kind of click through some of these different areas here, and as you tap these videos, you can see it adds these little codes here, 5790 and 5619. Those are codes in the system here that tell us which video to pull from here. So let's say we wanted to pull in a new ASEA story, Marco. So let's go through here and tap that. You can see it adds a code in here. And you don't want to break this up. You don't want to add any spaces or delete anything in here because that will break how we have that sent in there. So what we're going to want to do here is we can push that down a little bit and we can say all right, just like that. We can even title this here. I think I got that spelled correctly. Perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and bold it out just like that. You can do a lot of little things here to kind of personalize this to your own advantage and pull in a template. The first time you type it in there, it should always pull up in your drop down. Wanted to share this quick video, and let's agree to the anti-spam policy. And you really don't necessarily need to sign your email because the app will do it for you. So let's go ahead and send this here, and then we'll wait for that reply to come on in. I have my Gmail pulled up over here, and you can see it came in quite fast. And just like that, you can see that I have my email coming in here, and thought you would like to see this quick ASEA story, and I titled it just like this. And if I simply tap this now, you can see my app is going to get alerted that Derek has viewed my ASEA Stories Marco video. So the app is going to get notifications based on even the things you do on the desktop tool. Very cool stuff, very easy ways to kind of stay in tune with what your contacts and prospects are doing. So let's go ahead and here click through this just a little bit. And let's say we go through and click the order button here. And the act of clicking the order button also triggers a link in there as well. So let's say they wanted to purchase something. They want to be a preferred customer or a retail customer. They can enroll and do that there. You can see up here at the top, I'm going to get credit because they are using my link to access these items. Cool stuff. So let's go back here. And now that we have done that, we can do a couple things. Let's go back here to the app, the desktop platform here, and let's refresh. All right, one video viewed. If I tap on that there, it will show me all the videos that they viewed here and how many times they watched it and how much they watched it. And if I'm sharing a ton of content, you can expand that and see more of the videos that have been viewed. So really cool stuff. It's going to help you kind of get some pinpoint idea of what they're really interested in and how much of it they watch. You can use this as a really good prospecting tool to do that. So down here below you can see that you can see the email that I sent. Click the link and just stuff like that. I mean, it's all going to be spitting back with contact activity for you. Now a couple other things that you can do. Let's make sure we're not missing anything here on this end. Okay, we can add a to-do item here. This is something I want to show you here. Let's make a due date here of Friday to follow up with Derek. Add a to-do. All right, my task has been created. Now with that, I have tasks that are going to be located in my announcements area. So since I just created a to-do item for Derek, let me refresh and see if that pulls in anywhere on here, which I don't believe it does. But we're going to find that here if we go into announcements, into the to-do tool. And you can see right here in my to-do tool, I have some tasks. And a lot of these tasks get added automatically when your contacts are going through and watching your content. You can see here, you will list out all of the things that you have sent and if they had viewed them. So if you send 5 things, you're going to see them all listed here. And as your contacts view them, this date area gets filled in right here where you can dive in and add it to your to-do list. And you can see here You can add a task for anything that they do just like that. But we've already done that here because our contact did that, and I added a to-do here just like that. You can mark it as a priority, things like that. Some basic navigational tools here to kind of help you with your prospecting. And you can mark things as complete just like this. And if you refresh this area here, they're still going to be listed, but it's all going to be sorted there in a proper way. And if you tap that, it will take you right into the contact. So you can use this here to kind of help you with some of your areas. Let's take a minute here and look at the announcements area real fast. The announcements is where you're going to find some good information about ASEA. You can see here that we've already posted this little Celebrate Success notification just to kind of let you guys know that there's going to be recognition in the app updated on a regular basis, and you're going to be able to see that in the app in the recognition section, which is right here. So this area right here is going to be updated quarterly with new recognition pieces and things like that. This is where you're going to find any ASEA announcements and things like that, but then also your reminders are going to be stored here as well. So a couple other areas I want to show you here before we move this on to a Q&A area is if I go into my contacts here and go to Manage Contacts, I have a few things that I can do here. Let me see what happens here if I check these 3 contacts. If I go up in the top here for Actions, I can hit Send Email and send an email to my 3 contacts. Now this is very important if you want to send one email that covers 3 or 4 different people. You want to be able to kind of save your time as you go through this. And so one way you can do that here is using the email templates. If you want to bring in the contact's name, I showed you how you can do that by adding the brackets, contact, first name, welcome to ASEA, something like that. So now if I go down here and I go to my attachments, this is where I can attach items here from my desktop. And you can see here, my name is Derek, and I will be your ASEA associate. Please let me know if you have any questions. And I also include a couple of videos here to get them started. And you can even throw in your phone number here as well. So that's an example of an email template. I'll show you how to create one of those here in just a second, but let me go ahead and only send this to myself just so I can control who that's going to. Let's agree to the anti-spam policy, and let's send it. Alright, let's see what that looks like here. Alright, you can see it pulled in my name. My name is Derek. I will be your ASEA associate. Please let me know if you have any questions. As I tap on these videos here, you can get some insight of them accessing your videos there as well. These text message notifications come in as well, and that's something that you can also set up as well. So your app can be very, very informative of what's going on in your ASEA business. Alright, so there is an example of that. I do want to show you before we go here on today's call how to create your email templates. So they're called scripts here, so not to be confused, they call them email templates down here below, but then here at the top we have email scripts. So when you click on email scripts, you're likely not going to have any in this area. So what you're going to want to do is to create those, you can click Add Email Script, and this is where you can title it something that's easy for you to understand. And you can choose what language and market you want it to appear in. You can just leave it just like this. You don't necessarily have to select United States. But if the only people you're ever contacting here in this app is United States related, you can then sort it just by that. But if you have email templates that you only want available in Australia, for instance, you can then create those and keep it compliant to those other markets. So now we can adjust our email subject. So this is where you can personalize this for your contacts, and I'll show you how you can do that here. If you tap on this custom data button here, it's going to pull up these areas here where you can then pull in the contact's first name, like so. It's going to bring it down here so that you can use it. Now you can go here and you can hit Control-C on your keyboard to copy it, and paste it up here at the top. And you can then hit a tab, or a little dash there, something like this. So now it's going to personalize that. And if you also wanted to bring in their last name, you could simply do that by the same process here below by adding custom data, and we can do contact last name. Now down here, just grab that and paste it up here like so. And you can simply type this out. It doesn't necessarily have to be copied and pasted. It's just easier to know which brackets you need to use. Remember, if you cannot use the square brackets, you need to use the curly brackets. And just like that, we're creating our first email template. You can then customize it by throwing some color at it, whatever you want there. This is also a good area to add some media, add some items from the media library. Okay. Now let's find a video that we want to send them right off the bat here. So let's click on the Add Media button here. You can see it pulls up our entire media library like it's doing now. Let's see if it behaves. Okay. This area might have a... Oh, there we go. Took a minute. So let's just pull in an example video for a new associate that they might want to learn about. Maybe right here, the Science of ASEA. So if they get any questions about how it works, they got that video there as a reference. So now as we go through our list here, let's jump back up to the top and hit Add Selected. And remember, it adds that little buffer in there. Okay, you can clean it up as you go, like so. And now at this point, all we have to do here is hit Save Script. And now we have an email script here named My Example Email Template. So now that we have that, we can go back into our contacts, manage contacts, and we can check some of these people here that we want to send that example script out to. So as we go here and select 4 people, maybe they're new customers or new contacts, we can go here and go to Actions, and we can go to Send Email. Boom, all those contacts are all listed right up in here just like that. In my example, I'm just going to send it to myself, so I'm just simply tapping on them and they are disappearing. Now this is the area I wanted to show you here, is the email templates. Now that you have created your first one, you have the ability to go to My Example Template, and you can see here my email subject gets pulled in, that message there that I have below gets pulled in, and things like that. So let's go here and agree to the anti-spam policy, and let's just simply send it. Now in my Gmail, I'm going to have a new email come up here. And it's going to look just like this. And remember, I did the contact first name and the contact last name, and it pulled in successfully. Hey there, I just wanted to welcome you to ASEA, things like that. I can simply tap on that there, and it's going to open up my Science of ASEA video, and I'm going to have a notification there for it as well. So really, really cool stuff. And as I go through that and tap on these little buttons and icons there, my app's going to get notified about it. And just real quick, where do those get stored in the app? If I tap on the feed button down here at the bottom, everything that I've done here on the desktop tool is all in here as well. You can see here even the notes, the activities that I add here from the desktop get pulled in here as well. So you can use both of these as a very clean tool to help with your prospecting. You can then add reminders by pulling things over like so, things like that. It's nice also because you can see exactly how much of the video they're actually watching. So as I tap through this a little bit here, and if I refresh this, 40% watched. So just by watching the video, you can see how much they kind of dive into the video. Let me jump this to like 75% watched. As I refresh this here, 90% watched. So you can see it's very, very interactive. You can get some clean idea of how they're using the app and how they're using the content you're sending them more likely. So really, really cool stuff. And I hope you guys benefit from this training so that you guys can send emails using the desktop tool and learn a little bit more about how to use this. So there's a lot more to the desktop platform that I wasn't able to show you on today's call, such as the presentation builder and things like that. You can find more information about that in our app training section and learn about the presentation builder right there. And learn a little bit about what that area of the app is all about. So hopefully that helps you, and if you guys have any questions, please feel free to type them here into the chat and I will dive in and help you out. We don't have any questions here at this point. So keep in mind, if you guys have any other future questions and you're shy on today's call, you can definitely email me, connect@aseaglobal.com. That's going to be the best email to use to reach me for any questions you do have with the app. And when I say the app, I will help you with either the desktop platform or the mobile platform. So very exciting, you guys. Hope you have yourself a great afternoon. I will get the this video cut and uploaded so that you guys can benefit and learn a little bit more about the desktop platform. Thanks, everyone. Hope you have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.